Hello, we are live. How are you today? Hope you're doing well. Today, we're going to be talking about how a strong community propels your business to greater heights. I'm Heather, and if you are a service based entrepreneur, you're in the right place because we are going to be talking about, how to propel yourself with community, how to stay strong because as any entrepreneur knows, there are ups and downs. But what I like to say is there's ups and downs all the way up when you know what to do. Okay. So I encounter a lot of experts and people providing services, a lot of people with let's see, with services like, I mean, it could be anything, right? Therapists, coaches, agencies, consultants, um, event planners, photographers, you name it, right? These are all services. Real estate agents, these are all services, right? But they're all businesses. And, in society, we are taught how to be workers, right? Our whole society revolves around how to be a worker. So our school system, our teachers, our television, our friends, our family, everybody who surrounds us has also been taught to be a worker. And then what happens is people get a great idea or they get certifications in something and they go to create a business. And what happens? They end up creating a job for themselves. So and then if they do it alone, it takes a really long time. And because if you have a community, you can quickly reach out to that community of like-minded people to get a quick answer and stuff like that. So anyway, say hi if you're here with me and put hashtag live if you're here with me live. Let me know that you can hear me and put your name because sometimes I can't see that. That doesn't pop up. So I'm glad you're here with me and talking about this because this is going to be really impactful. So if you don't know who I am Heather Blaze. I am the founder of Boost You, where I help entrepreneurs set up their business systems and strategies so that they can have time and money freedom to do what they love to do. So I'm thrilled to be here today to talk about the awesome power of being in community. It's a topic I'm extremely passionate about as a service provider. So let's dive right in. Okay. So you may have heard the saying that you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Okay. So let me tell you, it's absolutely true, right? The people we surround ourselves with have tremendous impact on our lives. Okay. Especially when it comes to pursuing our entrepreneurial dreams. All right. So think about it, right? Have you ever encountered a situation where the people closest to you, whether it's your spouse or parents or best friend, just didn't really understand or support your aspirations? Okay, has that ever happened to you? I mean, it's not uncommon, right? They may love you dearly, but sometimes they struggle to grasp the idea of leaving a secure job to start your own business. And this happens a lot. Okay. A lot of people may be supportive at first too, but then as time goes on, and people start creating a job for themselves, they struggle to get clients. It's taking a longer time than expected. And then the people around them are like, what are you doing? Right. They start questioning things and then you start doubting yourself and stuff like that. Right. Because statistically, it takes on average 3 to 5 years for 50% of business owners to succeed, to figure it out on their own. Okay. And then the other 50%, they quit. They get burned out, they get overwhelmed, they get confused, and they quit. Right. So, what I do is I help collapse that time with my clients. We shave off 3 to 5 years down to 8 to 12 weeks with a step-by-step blueprint, a roadmap to follow, what have you, around, to take them from where they are to what they want to ultimately achieve in their business. And we structure it around their knowledge, their wisdom, their expertise, so that they can have a thriving business and a solid foundation to scale from. Make sense? So anyway, picture this, okay? You've decided to pursue your high ticket sales thing, whatever that is, right? Around what you offer, and you're achieving incredible results and outcomes, okay, that seem impossible to other people, okay? When you tell people, I just got a $5,000 client or I just got a $10,000 client, like people can't wrap their head around it. Like, what are you doing? How did you do that, right? So, but and then you're working less too because you're hitting your income goals that much quicker, right? If you're charging $100 an hour versus if you're charging $10,000, right, for the same client, right? And you have everything structured and everything automated, and or not everything, but as much as possible, right? You end up working less while doubling or even tripling your income. But when you share this with the average person, everybody's programmed in our society for that hours, for dollars, the time, trading time for money model, right? It's really hard for people to wrap their head around that. Even people I talk to who are entrepreneurs, right? Again, they're creating a job for themselves. They're like, how the heck do you do that? How the heck do you charge for a result? How do you charge 5,000, 10,000 for a result versus charging $100 an hour to get that result? Like, how do you do that? So anyway, you may encounter skepticism in your community, right? And who you're surrounding yourself with, or sabotage. They might say stuff like, you're crazy, or that's a complete waste of time. You're like, that's never going to happen, right? So it's important to remember that their reactions, though, they don't necessarily come from a place of malice. Those that are closest to you, they often want to protect you and keep your expectations in check, right? Like, they're doing it because they care. They're not doing it because they don't like you or whatever, right? It's just that they can't understand what you're up to. And as natural human instincts, right, is to protect yourself, save yourself, right? So anyway, we're not going to go too deep into that, but that's where a lot of people come from, right? Because they care about you, they want to protect you. And because they don't understand it, they might be like, you're crazy, that's crazy, I don't know what you're up to, go back to your job, all that kind of stuff, right? However, if you truly want to succeed as a high ticket entrepreneur, okay, if you have a service that you want to charge a premium for, you need to surround yourself with like-minded individuals who are also on that same path that get it, right? Having that supportive community of peers and an expert mentor too that's doing the same thing. Their business model should be structured that way as well. They can fast track your success, right? Because you're not having to reinvent the wheel to achieve that, right? People are on the same track. They've done it. It's a proven process over and over again, right? So in order to shave off that 3 to 5 year period, it's like you're not going to reinvent the wheel. The reason why only 50% succeed is because they're trying to reinvent the wheel that already exists instead of just, making an investment to follow a proven system and apply it to what they're doing. Make sense? So let me give you an example. Okay. So in my business, I've witnessed some incredible transformations and success. Okay. So members share their progress, their wins, their setbacks, and they receive guidance and support from their peers and mentors. So it's a really powerful ecosystem that propels them forward and propels them forward much quicker than if they were to do it on their own. Okay. Because again, like if you've got this group of people, and you're stuck somewhere, you can just post in the group, I'm stuck, I need an answer for this. And probably within 24 hours, you're going to get an answer. Whereas instead, you got to scour through tons and tons of videos on YouTube and Google and all this stuff. It takes forever, and it might not really apply to what you're doing too, right? So unfortunately, many people, they end up giving up on their dreams because someone significant in their life stopped believing in them. And others may feel kind of threatened by their success too. So, or even think that they're becoming way too focused on money, maybe, right? But money makes the world go round, and makes you the more money we make, the more we can help people, the more we can give, right? So okay, let's just imagine two scenarios. Okay, I'm going to give you two scenarios. Hey, Dina, nice to see you here. Okay, so let's take this first scenario. Okay. In the first one, you're surrounded by people who can't envision your success. Okay. They constantly chip away at your confidence, they undermine your wins, and simply just don't understand the journey you're on. Okay. And then in the second scenario, you're surrounded by individuals who are on the same path as you, right? Everybody has the same 24/7 in a day, right? So how do you use that time? What do you focus on, right? Some are making 10,000 a month while others are hitting 80,000 a month, maybe, right? So these people are like cheering you on and supporting you and holding you accountable. So the right choice is clear, right? I mean, who do you want to be surrounded by if that's what you want to do, right? If you want to hit your income goals, and you've got a certain amount in mind, you want to surround yourself with others who are achieving those same things, right? And the way you want to achieve it. So, right? Yeah, when we often undermine, okay, or actually not even undermine, like we underestimate is actually the right word. We underestimate the importance of the community, okay? Thinking that we can make it regardless of who we surround ourselves with, right? Or what they say. But it's so, so important, okay? The truth is being surrounded by the right people can make your journey so much easier with less emotional baggage, less mindset issues to manage, all that stuff, right? Because we always get more of what we focus on. So if we're focused on drama and all kinds of stuff going on, right? Versus if if we've got we're able to focus on a certain thing, right? It's like driving to two separate destinations. If you're only spending 2 hours a day getting to the destination versus you're spending 8 hours a day getting to that destination, how much quicker are you going to get there, right? So imagine being in a space where everyone around you is just achieving their dreams, making you believe more and more that you can do it too. Because if they can do it, why can't you? Right. And then stepping out of your comfort zone becomes easier when you do that over and over again, because that's where the growth happens, right? We don't grow if we're comfortable. We don't grow, in that area. So we've got to step out of that comfort zone. And I did a video about this the other day, or not the other day, maybe a month ago or something. I don't know. But anyway, it's like you got to get out of that comfort zone for any type of growth to happen, right? So, and then when you do it, it becomes easier and easier. And then when you realize that those who are successful aren't necessarily any better or smarter than you, then your success is within reach, right? Like if they can do it, you can do it. Why not you, right? So let's draw a parallel maybe to our own children, okay? So as parents, we carefully choose their friends, right? We don't choose their friends. They choose their friends, but we're kind of keeping an eye on who they're hanging out with, right? Because we know that the influence that peers can have, you know, can make a difference, can make an impact, right? So when they've got friends who are excited about school, then they kind of become motivated and wake up early to go too, right? It's like that's the mentality, right? And the same principle applies to business. So think about maybe a friend who's in great shape and eats healthy, right? Just by observing their actions, right? And their active, healthy lifestyle, the things they choose to do, you're inspired to improve your own well-being, right? I've got a friend like this too. My son's best friend's mom. She's always in the gym, she's eating so perfectly, and I'm not quite that motivated, but she does inspire me. Like I see her in the gym and I'm like, "Oh, maybe I should walk instead of drive to school today." Like little things. Or she's like, oh, she's like, she just looks so great. She's got so much energy. It's inspiring to watch, right? And she's always posting and sharing what she's eating, and she's always posting like her workouts in the gym. And I'm like, this is like when I see her, it makes me want to do better anyway, right? So, they made, and she doesn't like preach about fitness, but the other day she's like, "Oh, looking good, Heather," and that made me feel good. But it's their actions that really have a profound impact, right? So it's who you surround yourself with. So being around people who are pursuing their dreams, overcoming obstacles, and achieving success is truly inspiring. And then when you see that, they're in their entrepreneurial journey and they're not going back to their jobs because they're figuring it out. It's like, well, if they can figure it out, I can figure it out too, right? But when you're surrounded by people who have jobs and they're talking like, why is it taking so long? Why Why don't you just go get a job? Like, what are you doing, right? Then that can be discouraging. And when you're in an environment where like individuals they're making like 50,000 a month, 100,000 a month, they're closing 10 clients or 20 clients or 50 clients in a quarter, it automatically lifts you up. Okay. Especially if you're in like the same, if they're all up to doing the same system, right? But again, everybody's different. Everybody's got, different life things popping up too that can derail you, which is totally normal. So sometimes it can be a little quicker for others than others, right? But it just gives you that hope and that what would you call it? Stableness, groundedness, maybe, to know that it's possible for you, right? Like you're constantly working on your goals alongside these like-minded individuals, and they're kind of lifting you up because it's like, well, they're doing it, they're following the same system, so it must be possible for me too, right? I just have to get it plugged in and get it dialed in. So it's just important. It's important to recognize that we all have limiting beliefs about success and money ingrained in our subconscious, some more than others, right? Based on what you were taught as a child, with, again, the people that you were surrounded by, right? So sometimes it can take a little bit more to get over those, or they can creep in more often than others, right? But just making sure that you are consistently taking action and doing like mindset work every day. Because again, 80% mindset. I can teach all the fancy marketing tools and strategies all day long, but if the mindset isn't dialed in, it's not going to work, right? Like that's the main thing, the main focus, right? You have to reprogram and create a whole new identity as a successful entrepreneur, really. So being in a business is like, it's like looking in a mirror. It just reflects all our shortcomings, all our fears, all our doubts. They all come up, especially when you're trying to do something big. Okay. If you're just playing small, then it's not really that big, it's not really that big a deal. But when you're trying to play bigger and strive for more, like they creep up really quickly, right? And they're just like a mirror, and you're just like, oh my God, okay, this is what's stopping me, right? But if you've got that support and you've got that community around you, it makes it so much easier to get past them because you can reach out to them, right? And if you're in a community like that, right, Dina, Peggy, hi, you guys are in that community. So if anything creeps up, you've got us. Like you've got your back. Everybody's going through the same thing. So you guys like post in the group, right? And reach out so we can support each other. So important, right? You can go it alone or you can do it together. We're so much stronger together. So to recap, okay, surround yourself with amazing go-getters. And I also like to say go-givers, okay? We're naturally, especially as service-based entrepreneurs, we are more go-giver than go-getter, okay? Everybody loves to support each other. We're in this business to serve. There's nothing greater than service, right? So surround yourself with go-givers. And that's a great book, by the way, if anybody hasn't read that book, The Go-Giver, so good. Learn from them, okay? Receive motivation from them, celebrate wins with them. So important. I don't see celebrating it enough. Every step of the journey needs to be celebrated. The more you celebrate, again, the more we focus on, the more we're going to get, whether it's positive or negative. So what are you focused on? You focus on things not working, focus on things that aren't going well, or are you focused on what you're winning at? What are you celebrating? Anything, right? Could be big or small, but post those wins, and shout them out, okay? Constantly. And remember, a supportive community is indispensable on your journey to success. So I hope I've convinced you today of the incredible power of community. Let's embrace it and unlock our full potential together. Even in this, Facebook group, the Business Growth Blueprint here on Facebook, share your wins, celebrate. Let's celebrate, right? Celebrate whatever you're winning at. It's so great. Anyway, let's embrace it and unlock our full potential together. If you're interested in joining such a community, we're here to support you. Okay. Just type in the word community in the comments and I or someone from my team will get back to you with a DM. If you got any questions, you can post them in the comment right now. Let's see. Yes. Go givers. Love it. Awesome. But yeah, I'm here every Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific time, unless I'm traveling or I'm not feeling well. So you can come join us either in the Business Growth Blueprint Facebook group for high ticket high ticket service based entrepreneurs. I can't remember. Something like that. Business Growth Blueprint, you'll find it. Or you can come in on YouTube at my channel, heatherblaze.com or Heather Blaze channel. Anyway, I'm not the most up on this kind of stuff, but anyway, yeah, hopefully that was helpful. And again, remember, if you're watching on YouTube, please like, subscribe. Oh, I just hit my first 100 subscribers. That was exciting. Yesterday, I think, or the day before. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, like, subscribe, put those notifications on so you can be notified each week, or mark your calendar, 3 p.m. Pacific time. So it's at 6 p.m. Eastern time and everything in between. Put it in your calendar, and got lots of really fun stuff. And I'm always here to answer any questions if you guys are stuck. Again, use me as your community. Okay. So let's build a community that supports and uplifts one another, that celebrates all the wins, so you get more of that. All right. I'll see you next Thursday in the Business Growth Blueprint on Facebook. or come join this powerful group of experts, coaches, consultants, agencies, bundling their value to create high ticket offers that sell. All right. Thank you. All right. We'll see you guys next week. Take care, everyone.